There's one big question we have to answer before we can do anything to save SafeTech. The question is, who is doing this to us, and why? Aiden's eyes flickered with rage. Tina sighed as she shifted uncomfortably in the chair facing Aiden's desk. You're right, sir, and we need to figure out who's doing this before all of our investors jump ship. Aiden stood up, staring out at the Chicago skyline from his office window. We need to put together a meeting of all of our investors, and quickly. Tina scribbled in a notepad as Aiden spoke. Tell them all to come as soon as possible, and meet me in the conference room. We're not here to beg for them to stay. If some want to leave, we'll find new ones. However, we need to plead our case to them, and make them understand that SafeTech is a solid investment. And don't worry, Tina. If we have to bring in new investors, it could be better for us in the long run. Tina nodded. Excellent idea. Arrange the meeting as soon as possible. That'll be all. Aiden sat back down at his desk. But Tina didn't move. Aiden stared into her eyes, reading her like a book. There's something else, isn't there? She nodded. Yes. There's one more thing we have to discuss, I'm afraid. What is it? Aiden leaned forward in his chair. It's about the CEO of National Ventures. Tina's breathing grew shallow. He's saying that if you don't resign, he'll file his lawsuit today. Aiden's heart was pounding in his ears. What? He's demanding you announce your resignation today. Aiden stood up again, pacing back and forth across the office. I need his name and his contact info immediately, Tina. Tina scurried out to her desk, grabbing his card and placing it on Aiden's desk. What are you going to do, sir? Aiden snatched the card off the desk, grabbed his coat, and stormed out of the office. Leave that to me, Tina. I'll handle this. Aiden sped across town to the offices of National Ventures. He stormed into the lobby, his breath fiery. He approached a receptionist. Hello there. My name's Aiden Callahan. I need to speak to Gary Scotsman immediately. The receptionist's eyes went wide. Mr. Scotsman, as in our CEO? Aiden nodded. She stammered. Okay, but do you have an appointment? Is he expecting you? No, but I need to speak with him immediately. The receptionist shook her head. I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Callahan, but as you can imagine, Mr. Scotsman is an incredibly busy man. You can't just march upstairs and see him without an appointment. Aiden loomed over the receptionist. Tell him he's going to want to take this meeting. Sir, if you don't leave now, I'm afraid I'm going to have to call security. The receptionist reached for her phone. Aiden placed his hand on hers, stopping her. Tell him it's Aiden Callahan, from SafeTech. Then I think he'll begin to understand. The receptionist froze. Aiden released his grip on her hand, and she picked up the receiver. She called upstairs to Gary Scotsman's office, and then gestured to the elevator bay. You can go up now, Mr. Callahan. First office on the 20th floor. Aiden felt his hands curl up into fists as he walked away. Thank you. He entered the elevator, speeding up to the 20th floor. Within moments, he was outside Mr. Scotsman's office. His secretary gestured to a large glass door that led to an even larger office. Right this way, Mr. Callahan. She opened the door for him, and Aiden stepped into Gary Scotsman's luxurious office. Gary Scotsman, a slightly older man with a bald spot, turned and smiled at Aiden. Mr. Callahan, we meet at last. To what do I owe the pleasure? Aiden shook his head. I'm afraid this is going to be all business. Gary crooked his head to one side. Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that. We've been so enjoying being in business with SafeTech for so many years. But as you can imagine, you've put us in a rather difficult spot. I'm glad you've come to your senses and you're doing what's best for all of us. Aiden stormed up to his desk. I'm actually here to tell you that I'm refusing your demands. Gary smirked. Well, and here I was thinking I was about to receive your resignation live and in person. Aiden scowled. Who's putting you up to this? I reviewed National Ventures' file. We haven't missed a shipment from you in years. What's changed? All of a sudden, you're not interested in continuing our relationship, and you're calling for my resignation? Who's gotten to you? Gary shook his head. No one's gotten to me. Things change, Mr. Callahan. Surely a smart businessman like yourself knows that better than anyone. Don't lie to me. I hate when people lie. Aiden's hands curled into tight fists. All I want to know is the name of the man who put you up to this, and then I'll leave. Gary stared at Aiden's fists, moving behind his desk. If that's really how you feel, Mr. Callahan, then I don't think we really have anything to discuss. I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to leave. He picked up his phone. Hello? Please send security to my office immediately. Aiden remembered what Cyrus had told him last time. If I'm in trouble, I should call Cyrus so he can help. Aiden reached for his phone, dialing Cyrus's number. Mr. Scotsman furrowed his brow. Who are you calling? Cyrus answered on the other line. Aiden, is that you? Aiden smirked. I'm currently in the office of Gary Scotsman, the CEO of National Ventures. He's currently threatening Safe Tech and blackmailing me for my resignation. Perhaps he can be persuaded to change his mind. Within seconds, 4 armed security guards entered Mr. Scotsman's office and surrounded Aiden. Aiden paced like a wild animal trapped in a cage. Mr. Scotsman pointed at Aiden. Take his phone. He's calling someone to come here and attack us. Restrain him immediately. Without hesitation, the guards converged on Aiden. One of them grabbed his phone and smashed it in his palm. Aiden's lips curled into a coy smile. He turned to the guard who crushed his phone. You shouldn't have done that. Aiden quickly landed a punch in the middle of the guard's face, knocking him flat onto his back. The other 3 guards circled Aiden. One lunged for him, grabbing him by his waist and slamming him onto the desk. Aiden narrowly avoided several punches from the guard. Can you have these stapled and filed for me? Aiden picked up a stapler from the desk, jamming it into the guard's neck. Ah! The guard recoiled in pain as the staple plunged deep into his skin. He slid off Aiden, who grabbed the guard's baton from his belt, wielding it for himself, and leaped onto Gary's desk. The last 2 guards leaped onto the desk as well. Aiden and the guards quickly exchanged blows with their batons. Aiden kicked the guard behind him, sending him flying into a nearby bookshelf. The glass on the shelf shattered, slicing up the guard within an inch of his life. Aiden faced the last guard on the desk, taunting him. Come on, if you want that promotion this year, you're gonna have to take me out. The guard kneed Aiden in the stomach. Aiden doubled over. As he did, the guard charged him, and the 2 of them went flying, cracking the glass window behind the desk.
Wait, that's not the end. You've just had a free taste. Now get the full story on the Pocket FM app, link in description. Check out our next video and playlist, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.